welcome to my third pick a card. So today pick a card is going to be about how can you create your dream life. And to be honest, I actually don't know how it's gonna turn out. I'm called to do this question in particular, so let's see what's gonna come up. So these are the full pile. The first one is this raw amethyst, so pretty. The second one is this pyrite. The third one is this clear quartz. And the fourth one is this raw moonstone. So yeah, pick whatever pile is called to you and welcome. Pile 1, whoever chooses this amethyst, raw amethyst. So your energy is represented by the swan, and you got this code. To whom do I owe the biggest apology? No one's been crueler than I have been to me. And courage is the key that opens every door. And this is a code from your higher self. You are more powerful than you think. The secret is you are the fears, and if you're not the fear anymore, then what has it become? Courage, joy, relief. And how can you create your dream life? You got the Ace of Swords, the 5 Pentacle, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacle, the Stars, and 10 of Pentacle. You got 3 out of 4 Ace. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and Ace of Pentacle. That's amazing. Okay, pile 1, how can you create your dream life? It seemed that you had a revelation about how you can build your dream life. Pile 1, actually you know already what to do, or you can see a clear vision, or you know what decision you have to make. Like you know that you have to walk away from something or let go of something, whether it's a job, a person, or attachment to something, a routine, a habit. So let's go to start something new, start that creativity that you already know. You are a very creative person, and creativity is like natural to you. Like you naturally do these things already. Like you might write in your free time, you might draw as a hobby, you might do something, you might do creative work already as a natural part of your life. But it seems you don't have a lot of time to dedicate your energy into the thing that you want to do, because you might have like a 9 to 5 or whatever, or you are busy, or you have to take care of someone, your kids, or so you really don't have a lot of time to do your creativity, and you already know that that's what you want to create your life into. Like how can you create your dream life? And I want your dream life might be a life that you want to literally create. Like your dream life is a life where you can literally create without time restraint, without financial worries, or without worries about doing other things except creating. For example, if you want to be like a writer, if you want to create your dream life, which is to be a writer, you want to write to your heart content. Like you don't want to worry about your rent due, or worries about what people are gonna think about your writing, or worry about sticking to the timeline or the deadline. Like your dream life, like you can write to your heart content, like write anything. Just let loose your creativity power and just create. I think that's your dream life, Pile 1. You just want to exist, to just create. And yeah, and you know that you can't do that because you have to let go of something. in order to dedicate more time to your creativity. Like, you might have to reduce hours of your work so you can dedicate those time to do more of your creative work, or you have to change your habit. Like, you might have to wake up earlier every day to put in that extra 1 or 2 hours to do your creative work. Yeah, but you already know, pile 1, I think you already know what you have to do. It's just that you need more courage, I guess, because it seems you already also have a plan, pile 1, on how to create your dream life. It's very straightforward. It's like a step-by-step. You got 3 A's, so you are in the new beginning phase of your dream life already. So I think you're already starting to create your dream life, pile 1, by like either already have a plan, a vision, or a revelation, or about what you need to do to create your dream life, or you already know what decision you have to make, but you just have to, you need that extra confirmation, extra spot of courage to do it. But yeah, you have a plan already that you about to put into motion to create your dream life. And if you need to know that, pile 1 is seeing that you already have a dream close to your heart. You already know what you want to do, or you already know what your dream life look like. It might be like creating, like I say, or like traveling. You want to live a life where you can travel or work anywhere you want, or just live a life that you can pour your natural self in. Like, if you're a creative person, you just want to live a life where you can create and live up that without having to worry about other things, like carefree life. And it seems like you already started to build that dream life of yours in the beginning phases. This is just a confirmation that you're doing the right thing, and you know what you have to do, you know what you have to let go of. And it is a difficult decision, but pile 1, you know that you have to make that difficult decision, like to go towards your passion, because you know you can't do your passion otherwise. It's like give and take, right? Like, if you want to dedicate more time into your creative work, but you don't have any more time to dedicate, so something have to give, right? You know that. And yeah, I think you're making the right decision, and the outcome will be exactly as you know it would be, which is 10 of Pentacles. 10 is the completion. You start up at the 1 and you going toward the 10, and this card is about fulfillment and having everything that you always dream of, everything that you wish for, like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 life. 10 out of 10 out of life, you know. Yeah, physically, materially, financially, this creative pursuit of yours will be successful. And yeah, and you know that you have to go at it alone, like start on your own at first, because you need that focus and concentration. It's like, it's not you're gonna be doing this alone forever. It's just like you have to start up on your own first, just to see. Yeah, I think it's time for you to actually put that plan in motion. Or if you already put that plan in motion to create your dream life, then just know that it will take you exactly what you hope for, or even more fulfillment, you know. Your dream will be fulfilled, basically. If you dream of being a writer, you want to build your life to become oh, for example, right, if you dream to be a writer and you want to build your life to become a writer, then that dream will be fulfilled when you let go of things that you know you need to let go of and dedicate more time into writing, right? Like the example, if you want to be a writer, then you have to let go of old habit that will not take you there. For example, if you want to be a writer, then you have to dedicate like at least 2 hours of writing or researching or sending manuscript to publisher or whatever. Yeah, you know that if you want to create your dream life and your dream life is your writer, then you have to make choices that tip the scale of that life, you know what I mean? So for example, if you want to be a writer, you have to ask what would a writer do, you know, in their daily life. Yeah, that thing, you know, if you want to be a writer, this is what they do in their daily life, their daily lifestyle as a writer. And when you do that daily, and it compound to weekly, and then monthly, and then yearly, and before you know it, you're living your dream lifestyle in accordance to that example. So yeah, pile 1, and you know that, and you're going toward that, like doing that, and it's really scary, and it requires a lot of courage, and it requires a lot of drastic change, you could say. Drastic, well, not it is drastic to other people, but to you, pile 1, you already know, you kind of know that you have to do this, that you have to, like, for example, leave your job or reduce your hour or take a alone time for a while to concentrate it on this passion. People would be a bit confused about where did you disappear to, or why you suddenly want to like leave your job or whatever. But pile 1, you actually, it's actually in your plan. You actually plan this for a while, and you just finally feel brave enough to go for it, and this is just a confirmation that you're making the right choice, because you are doing exactly the step that you're supposed to do, that you want to do to create your dream life. Like, you're actually doing the step to create your dream life, and your dream life is aligned with your purpose and who you are. So yeah, this is actually great. And yeah, it just, when you know that you can't hold back anymore, you just know that you just have to go for it now or never kind of type. It's just that the passion or creativity or idea or whatever you had is so overwhelming that it's just undeniable that you have to go for it, you know? It's like if, for example, the writer, it's like if you want to be a writer and you've been ignoring it for a while, but you keep getting this plot in your head and you keep writing books in your head and you won't just stop, the ideas keep coming, and yeah, so you finally go, yeah, okay, I'm gonna finally dedicate my time to finally write that plot in my head into papers and submit it to a publisher, and yeah, dedicate that time into your dream life. You're like, fine, I'll do it finally. And that is exactly what you're going toward the right path if you are in motion. Yeah, because you're just sick of fears, or sick of holding back, honestly, sick of thinking what if, or sick of procrastination. It's like, oh, I'll do it when I have time, but you know, by one, that you don't have time unless you make time. So yeah, you know that, and you're like, okay, I'm finally gonna do this, and you make the right call, and your dream will be fulfilled. Like your dream or the vision you have will be fulfilled right in front of your eyes. Okay, pile 1. How do you create your dream life is that to believe in yourself and your skill and your creativity and your creation. Like if you, for example, write a book, believe that that book will become successful, or that you can, build a life as an author if that's what you want, because you wrote a book, even if it's just one. That's just an example. Like, believe in what you create. Yeah, you are very, pile 1, you might not notice, but you are a powerful manifestor. So you have the skill of manifesting your dream life. You might already write something about your dream life. Like you might already have a journaling manifestation that you write how your dream life is going to be like in detail, and pile 1, you can definitely create that, do it. They say knowing what you want is already 50%. What is that saying? It's like knowing what you want is already 50% successful. Yeah, that kind of saying, when you already know what you want, is already half done. The next is just getting that what you want, because in my opinion, the hardest part is like knowing what you want. And pile 1, it seems you already past that point. You already know what you want and know what you have to do. You just that Star Wars quote, like, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Yeah, that's you, pile 1. You already know your dream life, and you owe it to yourself to do it, because you can see that the biggest supporter in your life is you. The biggest supporter to your dream life that you want to it, or to your dream, is you, pile 1. You are your biggest supporter, cheerleader, and if you need to get a little bit motivation, then do it for her or him, as in you, your younger self, that dream about fairy tales, that dream about life full of creativity, not soul-sucking company. Yeah, you will definitely fulfill your dream life, pile 1. It is in your plan, and your plan is to finish what you started, or to finish what you're going to start, or going all the way of your dream. Like, for example, if you're going to start up online business, like an Etsy, from your creation or whatever, you're planning to go all the way, like give it your all, not just 100%, like 110%, going all the way, just to not have any regret. And I'm telling you that, do it. Like, you're not gonna regret going toward your dream. Yeah, so you already know what you're supposed to do with pile 1, which is really good to see. Like, for example, if you want to create your own business in Etsy, like selling your art or whatever, you know that first you have to make the products, make a plan, a budget, create that website, take a picture. There's so many steps, right, to creating a brand or creating your own page, online page. Like, it's not as easy or simple as people think it is. It's like so many little step detail to go through, and pile 1, you know that, and you already it seems like you already have a plan, or already research, or actually know what to do. I think, yeah, pile 1, whatever your dream life is, you already have a detailed plan of it, and this is a sign for you to follow that plan that you already did. Like, follow it step by step, because to create your own life is created by you, right? If you don't create your own life, you're gonna live other people's lives, and they're gonna create it for you, or you're gonna live like a that industry lifestyle, and that lifestyle is not created for individual. Like, you know, Pawan, you already know that if you want a dream life, you have to create it yourself. If you want a lifestyle that complement your essence, your own, you have to do it yourself. And you can, Pai1, you can do it, definitely, because you have this beautiful God's gift. Like, I'm hearing like God's mighty touch, the mighty touch hand. I don't know, it's just that talent where people have, where whatever they do, it just make things more refined, more beautiful. Yeah, you have a unique touch. Like, it's not the same as other people. Like, for example, if you're starting Etsy to sell your art, your craft is very unique. It's like, it's full of uniqueness, full of your essence. People would know, like, oh, that art is from Pai1 website, or I got this art, it's from Pai1. Like, I know it's from this artist Pai1 because you can see it in your creation. Pai1, you have a very unique touch on your creation, and it's very distinctive. People know. It's like, if you write a book, people is like, oh, that book is I know it's Pai1, this writing style, this is them all over it. It's like, people recognize your work because you have such a unique creative creative touch to your creation. Yeah. And you know that, Pai1, you know that your creation is a gift. So, and you want to share it with the world, show it with the world, sell it to the world. You know what I mean? And you have the right idea, Pai1, because you are honoring yourself for the first time by giving yourself a chance at life that you know you deserve. You deserve a life of creativity, where your creativity thrive, not stifle or unrecognized or undervalued. Or you know, Pai1, that you deserve a place, or a workplace, or a lifestyle that value who you are and value creativity, like writing, poetry, art, because you really value those things, and you want to live a lifestyle where it's also value the same thing as you. Not, you know, for example, if you value art and you work in a company where it just only value profit and money. Yeah, so you're like, oh, this is not the lifestyle I want. I want to create an environment, a lifestyle, a workplace that people have the same value as me, and you are doing it. So yeah, so that's how you can create your dream life, Pai1. I'm going to give you three words that might be crucial to how you can create your dream life. So the first one is courage. The second one is marrow. And third one is joy. So these three words might be important in creating your dream life. And next, I'm gonna give you a poem. I write a lot of poetry, so this is an original poem from me. So I'm gonna give you a poem. It might resonate, it might not, but just, you know. This one, okay, I'm just gonna read it. It's called number 77, The Truth Doesn't Sell. No sooner or later, you notice an elephant in the living room, the clouds obscuring the moon, plants growing between concrete. Your silent spirit, like deadly disease. Two can play those games, ignoring reality, living in our own dreams that oddly resemble nightmares. On the exterior, we seem tough, but deep down inside, we're scared of many things, in fact. Scared of the world, this life, ourselves. We don't mind living the lies because the truth doesn't sell. So yeah, it might resonate, it might not, but that's just the poem you get. And yeah, pie 1, I think you already live that life, you know, that lifestyle that doesn't suit you, that maybe it was a 9 to 5, maybe it was a career or a life full of habit that doesn't really in alignment with you. Like you already been there, done that, and you know it's not what you want. It doesn't complement your personality and who you are. You already been through all that, so you know that it's not sustainable and it's not what you want, and you already realize that you don't want to live like this. You don't want to live a life full of like anxiety, or maybe fast pace, maybe like a rat race, or maybe like doesn't value the thing you value. It's like maybe you work in a place before where they value just result instead of process, or quality instead of quantity instead of quality, something like that. Yeah, so pie 1, you already know. Honestly, you already know what you have to do. You can do it 100% because you already tried the other way and it doesn't work. So now it's time another way that you know will work, because you know this one you actually hand tailor it yourself, hand written yourself the step by step. So of course it's gonna definitely work. Like you're definitely gonna reach this 10 of Pentacles fulfillment because you know what to do, and that's already half done. You just gotta do it, right? And you will. So yeah, if you want to check out more of my original poetry for me, you can follow my Instagram below. And thank you so much. Bye. Okay, hello pie 2. Welcome to whoever picked this pie, right? So how can you create your dream life? You got this quote from your higher self. With the loss of identity, you now have an unlimited way of acquiring a new one. And be resilient in your mindset and fight against whatever that is fighting against you. You got the lizard and the cosmic egg for your energy, and then a quote. Just because you can take it doesn't mean you have to. Suffering is not a superpower, and we never thought we'd get this far, but here we are. And then for your tarot on how to build your dream life, you got an 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Daughter one. Yeah, pie 2, it seemed like something already happened. Something already happened, as in you might already like, just for example, you might have to leave your job, or you got like what do you call that? You got let out from your job? Let go. You might have already been let go of your job. It's just an example. Or you have to move or leave somewhere, or even leave a relationship or whatever. But pie 2, I think this is a blessing in disguise, because it seemed like you have been consumed by that previous thing that you left. Like for example, if it's a job, then you might have put too much of your identity in that job, or if it's a relationship, then you might have like focused too much energy in that relationship to the point where you get consumed by it and you don't even know who you are anymore, or you didn't have time to cultivate your own self-identity outside of that relationship or that job. So it seemed like how to create your dream life, pie 2, is that maybe identify something that was fulfilling you, like bring you a hobby that you do that bring you fulfillment, or yeah, something like that wasn't related to your previous job or relationship. Something different outside of that, something that you possibly explore on your own. Like, for example, if you enjoy watching, something you enjoy, like if you enjoy watching tarot reading and you feel a lot of happiness, joy, fulfillment from that, that might be a clue about how you can create your dream life or what you want to do. Like, example, you love watching like cooking show or tarot reading, and that might be where your happiness lie or your joy lie, and that is a clue about how you can create a life. You can create a life in that direction, where your joy is, where your feeling of joy is like an indication or an arrow pointing toward that direction. How do I say this? Oh my god. It's like whatever give you fulfillment, joy, like whatever you do that give you that feeling, like I said, for example, watching tarot cards or watching cooking show or even gardening or whatever, that is a clue for you to build your dream life around that fulfillment, because you have a lot of potential within you that need to be explore. I think you always notice about yourself or notice that you have a certain talent or like interest, but you didn't have time to explore it before because you were like too concentrated on this other thing that you just left, like your previous job or your relationship. But once you left it or let go of it, you realize that on your own you are pretty amazing or full of colorful things or talent or skill that you haven't explored, but you know you have it in you. Like by 2, you are very talented and very intuitive. I think you know that about yourself, but you just didn't have time to cultivate it. Like, for example, if you want to be a tarot reader or do something in the spiritual community, it seemed like you have the skill for it, and you know that you have the talent for it, and you know that, and you might even secretly practice it yourself. Like, it's a thing that you know you can do, but no one else know. Like, for example, you might watch a lot of pick a card or tarot reading online, but people close to you or your friends and family don't know that about you because you don't really show that side of you to the people. But deep down you feel like it's what gives you fulfillment, joy, or even like a purpose. So if you feel like your purpose lies in the spiritual community, then if that is your intuition telling you, then you should follow your intuition and build your lifestyle by that. Because if you want, how can you create your dream life? Is first you have to identify where do you find the most joy or fulfillment. It's actually harder than people think. A lot of people know what fulfill them or bring them joy, but most people deny that part because it's not really value in society, or they just don't see a use of it. But or they're scared to really admit what actually bring them joy. It's really weird. Part 2, you know where your fulfillment is, and it might be in the area of spirituality or the occult, And you do have that ability. Sometimes you doubt it, but you do have it. You have this wisdom, inner knowledge. And if you want to build a life based on that, or based on that side of you, that intuitive, that spiritual, that that occult, that which side of you, then yeah, you're going toward the right path, because it is where you feel the most natural, the most fulfilled. Yeah. And you might have to start out on your own, or keep it on the down low, like keep it not necessarily secret, but like you might have to do it sneakily, like not out in the open. Like you might have to start this on the down low and keep it hush hush to yourself for a while, because it seemed like it's very, the dream life you want to build, it seems very delicate and very, very unique and different from what normal people lifestyle is. And that's fine, and that's actually a clue that you're building the right lifestyle for yourself, because that's who you are. You're very unique, you're very intuitive, you're very spiritual, you're very gifted spiritually, and you can feel things and see things, and yeah, and experience life in the 3D different than other people. So you gotta create that lifestyle uniquely, for tailored to who you are as a person and who you are as you're very sensitive to energy. You can read people energy, chakra, even. Yeah, high too. You're very gifted in the spiritual area, and you know that, but it seemed like you didn't have time to explore it, or wasn't brave. No, not brave, but like you just didn't see it as a worthwhile skill to dive into. But now you do. But now you know that, oh wait, I enjoy this, I love doing this. Like you might be I don't know, there's so many different part of spirituality. Like you might enjoy like being might enjoy doing yoga, so you want to be a yoga instructor. You might enjoy watching tarot reading, so you want to read tarot for people. You might love palmistry, astrology, whatever spiritual gift, or yeah, like whatever you're inclined towards, or feel a sense of joy doing it, then yeah, and you want to create something out of it, like even a career or lifestyle, and deep in your heart that you can do it, and that it is where you want to go, then you are on the right path too, because you're spiritual gifted, and it's a gift, right? These are gifts that you have, so we gotta honor that gift and give it the time, attention, and dedication to hone a skill, or to share it with the world, or use it for service, like to serve the humanity, right? That's what we're supposed to do with our gift. Firstly, serve ourselves, and then others, because you have a lot of wisdom in you, Pi. Two, you have a lot to say, you have a lot of knowledge, like occult knowledge, channeling, I don't know, you're just full of cosmic energy. Yeah, you're just full of universal knowledge, and yeah, and you have the potential to become the high priestess or the cosmic egg, which is the 7th chakra, the crown chakra. Yes, your crown chakra is very strong. You can channel easily. You can see through things, through realities. And you know that you're special because you are Pi 2. You're very special. You have a lot of talent, gift, and you want to finally dedicate time to build a lifestyle around your gift, around who you are. And you should, but first please just keep it to yourself. Like, as in, if you want to do a pick a card, like a pick a card, right, reading online, you can do it, but like, just do it maybe even by yourself. Like, just film it, upload it, and don't tell anyone about it, you know, anyone around you, or maybe one person that you trust. But like, you know that you have to do this in secrecy because the world is not ready, or the people around you is not ready to accept the lifestyle you're trying to build, or they just won't understand, you know. They just, if you say like, oh, I want to build a career around spirituality or tarot reading, people around you wouldn't contribute in a positive way to the news. So maybe just keep it to yourself first, and then see as you go on, and see how, leave it until you on like a sustainable foundation, then you can share the news. I think, just, you know, because you're not doing it for anyone, right? You're not building this lifestyle for anyone else except yourself. So yeah. Okay, part 2. So you recently walked away from something, or been let go of something, or left a relationship, a place, whatever, that was an own identity. Now that you let go of that identity, you have a potential to be, you have a chance to fulfill your potential, your real, who you really are, which is full of knowledge, full of cosmic power. You are very psychic, and you have a lot of spiritual gift. If you're not already, spiritual path is very compatible with who you are, because you're so sensitive. You might even be an empath. You can pick up energy really quickly. You can channel. You can do it all, honestly, Pi 2. But you've been keeping it on a down low. You haven't been very expressive, or very not useful, but you haven't really used that gift or talent to your advantage. So how can you create your dream life, Pi 2? Is that maybe you should consider hone your natural skill and use it to your advantage. Use it to build a lifestyle that you want. Like, for example, if you love doing tarot reading, and you know you're good at it, or you just enjoy it, and you want to do that as a mean of income, or even as a lifestyle, like something you offer to the world, then yeah, go for it, because you never know how it's gonna turn out for you. Because I believe that in case of spirituality or spirituality work, it's like a calling, Pi 2. If you hear a calling, you should answer it, because there's a reason why you've been called to go toward these things. And yeah, there's a quote, right, which is spirit having a human experience. So you could say our real identity is in our spirit, in our soul, not what's the eye can see, not our human body, not what we can do, not what our status is, or what our position is, or what do we do for a living. I know that you know that those things are not really that important, or it shouldn't be a base to determine someone characteristic, someone if they're good or bad, or what they're doing is good or bad, because nothing is black or white. Some people might look at spirituality like tarot reading and they're like, oh, bad, witchcraft, bad. I don't know, some people might think like that, but you and I know that tarot reading is just spiritual. It's just reading. It's not good or bad. It's just channeling knowledge that are gifted to us, are just has been blessed to us. Knowledge is kind of power in some way. So if you know something, or if you've been enlightened to something, it's just a gift. It's just a gift. And if you can, you might want to give the world your gifts and share your gift with the world, because it is a gift to be able to see way past this 3D world, to see past the ordinary. It's a gift to see past the human experience and see the soul experience for what it is that going through. Some people cannot see that, but I too, I have a feeling that that this is just a soul experience in a human body, and that your soul want to do this, want to build a lifestyle in tune with who you are, which is more into spirituality and stuff. So that Pi 2, your intuition is very strong, so please do it, regardless of how others are gonna think about you, or how you're gonna look, because you're doing something different, something unique, because that we need more of people like you in the world. And if not you, then who? Okay. So you might have already did some spiritual practice or activity. Like, for example, if you did tarot, you might have been very protective of it, or attached, like you don't like people to see your work, or because it's very important to you and it's really your essence, and you don't want people to come in and like criticize it or pick it apart. But I can relate to this energy, because I do write poetry, and for the longest time I never share my poetry with anyone except my twin sister. So, but then I feel like it's time, because it's time to share the gift with the world, because it will help people, definitely. And that's the reason why we have them in the first place. A gift to serve people, to help people. And if you keep it to yourself, which is fine, but the true purpose of why you have this gift. But you don't have to share it to people if you don't feel like it. I'm talking about it will come naturally. You will feel like, oh wait, I want to share for example, my tarot reading with people today. I want to share my poetry with people today. I want to post it on social media. Then do it, even though it's scary, even though you like scared what people might think of you, or like think about your work or what you're doing. Just go for it, because the world needs more of your gifts, Pie 2, and I hope you share more of them if you're comfortable. You just have very amazing spiritual gift. You're very sensitive, and you're just, even if you're not like awakened or spiritual, but your souls, Pie 2, are very spiritual. Like, you're such a spiritual being already. Even if you don't do spiritual practice or whatever, you're so spiritual. It's like you were born to be a spiritual being who a son who the world, its gift, its knowledge is wisdom. Like, you don't even have to be a tarot reader or a spiritual teacher or anything. You can just be a normal person, and you will be still considered as spiritual, enlightened. Yeah. Pie 2, I'm gonna write down 3 keywords that might be relevant for how you can create your dream life. So the first one is definitely spirituality, and part 2 is gifts. Any type of gift, it doesn't have to be spiritual. And the third one would be reality. Yeah, so those are the 3 keywords that can help you build your dream life. Okay, part 3, I'm gonna give you a poem. I write a lot of original poetry. Okay, I write a lot of original poetry, and this is the one you got. It's called number 17. It's called Karma. I'm just gonna read it. You're hurting me, but you're also hurting yourself. It's not apparent, but every cruel word or thought is a boomerang you throw out. Karma never missed her target. You better do things you won't regret, because whatever echoing back will be 10 times fold. Don't underestimate the power of a circle. What's come around goes around. It's better to hone pure intention, because whatever pour out will rain down on your head. Be careful not to embody negativity, or else you attract it and call it your fate. Yeah, that's my original poetry. If you want to read more original poetry from me, you can see the link down below. Yeah, in a way, Paisho, I feel like your dream life that you're trying to create is your fate, your destiny, your life purpose, in a way. And you know that deep down. Like, I feel like you very, very intuitive. You might have a lot of especially claircognizant, clairsentient. Yeah, and you can feel it coming. Yes, your life has to involve some kind of spiritual work. Not even the obvious one, like even volunteering is spiritual. Even like being a therapist is spiritual, even though it's not obvious. It's not obvious that it's, yeah, you know what I mean. It can even be, it doesn't have to be a career. It can be a state of being, being in a spiritual state. Like, you enjoy your coffee, you pause and talk with the tree, you look up the sky and you notice the cloud, and you have a conversation with animals. Like, that's spiritual. You're not doing like specifically spiritual act or practices, but if you already like stay present, enjoy life, enjoy this human experience, because that's what your soul want to do. That's your dream life. I guess that's your dream life, Padre, is that your soul want to experience this human life. You want to experience the human five senses. As a spirit, I don't think we can experience the 5 senses. So that's the perk of being human, right? So you can enjoy 5 senses as a human: taste, see, touch. And that is a spiritual experience in a human body. It's living as a human, like fully appreciating a human, a characteristic, a human self is such a spiritual, it's such a gift and such a spiritual journey, and yeah, such a privilege for a soul, like you, because you really want to experience this human life, and please do it. Don't, even the ugly parts of being human, like the breakup, the drama, the messy part, it's all just part of one huge experience of your soul that your soul want to experience. So every time you go through something unpleasant, you should remember that your soul is just learning. It's just like, oh, this is part of being human. So humans have to go through this and feel it to the fullest. Do not deny your feeling. Do not ignore your instinct. Just feel all your emotion, because your emotion as a human is very rich, right? Being human is so hard, but it's so fascinating. It's so interesting, right? So yeah, how you can create your dream life pie 2 is that you already are if you embrace your human experience. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next time. Bye. Hello, pie 3. Welcome to your reading. Whoever chooses this clear cards. So the card you got for how can you build your dream life is these 2 messages, quote from your higher self. We're sharing for you. Whatever you'll do, you will succeed. And don't you want to see what you can do? And this animal card, the hawk and the tiger, is represent your energy is represented by the hawk and the tiger. And the quote, when you love what you have everything, and you make mistake because you're focusing on the target and not on your action. And then how can you build your dream lifestyle? Your tarot, you got the Strength, 3 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 2 of Cups, and the Hermit. Okay, pie 3 for how you can build your lifestyle is that first you have to understand your own power, or come into your own power, or realize that you are a powerful pie 3, because these are very powerful animals. It's how can you build your lifestyle is that first you have to recognize that you can do it with your own power, recognize your own strength, your own skill. You are stronger than you think, pie 3, and whatever you want to achieve or what life you want to create, you have the power to do it, even on your own, because it seems that you think you need something or someone to create your life, when in reality you are as much as capable as people you admire, that they as much as capable as that person or people you admire and wish to be like, but you already are that person. Pie 3, it seems like you have not recognized your own strength, or you have not realized your own strength, or you have not been believing in your own strength and believing what you can do. It seems you kind of look down on yourself or your skill, or doesn't really realize your true strength. So how can you build your dream life is poetry. First of all, you have to get to know yourself and your strength, because you have a lot of strength. You are capable more than you think, because it seems like you've been through a lot in kind of relationship wise, even like romantic or even platonic friendship, even family. And those relationships that you went through were lessons to teach you your own power, to teach you that you are your biggest supporter. You are your biggest strength. No one can take power away from you if you don't let them. It seems like you have to break your own heart a lot for other people, or like it seems, Patrick, that you have to put yourself down a lot in order to lift other people up, because you're afraid to show your true strength, afraid to be at your fullest shiny self. Like you're afraid to shine your light. It seems like you're afraid of your light, poetry, and you don't want to shine your light because you're just afraid of attracting attention and attracting like conflict. It's like you don't want to stand out, you don't want to attract conflict, you just want to keep the peace and just living ordinary life. But it seems like doing that is even more harmful than you think. You think like, oh, I would just keep to myself and downplay my skill, my power, my presence, because I don't want to step on any toes. But I feel like doing that is actually more harmful than shining your light. It's like you think shining your light will bring trouble, but it's an example. Like action is bad, but also inaction is also action. It's like action is bad, but inaction is the same. To act itself is bad, but you might not realize, Patri, that inaction is also a type of action. I feel like, Patri, you've been focusing too much on other people. Even like past relationship that you haven't fully moved on, like past friendship, past breakup, or just other people in general around you that been a bit distracting on that, or yourself, like either purposely or unintentionally focusing on other things except yourself. Because it seems like, Patri, you kind of feel apprehensive about going inwards, like reflecting, doing the reflection, doing the shadow work, doing like just sitting with yourself. You kind of, in a way, you don't really want to spend time with yourself, or ask yourself a deep question like, what can I do? How can I get to know myself more? What are my weakness and my strength? It seems like you've been avoiding yourself for a while, Patri, and it's time. So how can you build your dream life? Is that it's time to get to know yourself. Yes, there is you can get to know yourself through other people. That's also one way, but there's a balance. You also have to know yourself have to get to know yourself by spending time with yourself, reflecting, writing, journal would be good, like writing your thoughts about how you're feeling, what are your prompt, journal prompt about getting to know oneself. What are your weakness and your strength? What are you looking for in a relationship, like romantic or friendship? What are your non-negotiable in a relationship? Even from yourself, like what are the rules that you would like to put on yourself? Like, not like those restrictive rules, just like what are my non-negotiable for myself? For example, my non-negotiable for myself is that I always have to check in with my feelings when I'm agreeing to something, or when I'm committing to something, or committing to someone, or a relationship or business deal. I have to check in on myself, see if I really want to do that. Yeah. So yeah, setting up like a rules, a relationship with yourself, just to check in if you're really okay with this, or have you been spending too much time on other people and other things and been neglecting your own feeling, your own emotion? I'm not gonna lie, Padre, it seems like you've been doing everything except like reflecting on yourself, which is okay, but you know that eventually you have to look at yourself in the mirror, and do you love what you see? Do you understand what you're seeing in the mirror? Who is she? Who is he? Who is this person in front of me? What do they want in life? What do they like? Where is their power? Are they where is their personal power? Are they living in a life that in accordance to that can exercise their personal power, or are they living in a place surrounded by repressive energy? How to create your dream life? It's firstly you have to get to know yourself, and it's kind of scary, right? Because you think you know yourself, but when we grow up in a society where it built around this concept of ignoring your needs and your want and your desire and your dreams, you also might been taught to do that from either societal expectation, or like that's how you were raised to don't never check in on yourself about what you want. You just have to do this because it's the norm. So yeah, it's kind of scary when you finally ask yourself, like, do I want to do this? How am I feeling about my path, about this relationship, this career? Did I really choose this out of my own will, or did I choose this because it was expected of me? And that takes a lot of strength to come to realization, to dig deep and to go deep into your subconscious or your deep desire to ask yourself, like, every choice that I made, is it for me, or is it for my ego, or is it for other people? Because you find poetry and you notice that every choice that you make that's not for you and for other people always lead to a heartbreak, always leads to not a very good outcome, or like an imbalance of relationship and conflict within you. It's like, for example, it's like if you want to go to an art school but your parents want you to go to a medical school, it's just an example, and you choose medical school because that's what your parents expect you to do, and the outcome of that is that you drop out because it's not really what you want to do. So it's like you have to break your own heart and your parents' heart and then go to art school. It's because from the start you ignore your own desire, your calling, because you're scared of the consequence, or you're scared that your parent wouldn't accept. And this is just an example, but that's fine, because it is scary to go towards what you want, but it's kind of necessary. It's kind of actually a better path than most people think. People think that if they go toward what they want, it's more scary than doing this other thing. But actually, the opposite is true. If you don't go toward what you want and you go towards what other people want, the path always leads to the same road, the same destination, which is self-betrayal and heartbreak. And yeah, it's like you have to rip up the band-aid, right? It's like my example of like, you want to go to art school but your parents want to go to medical school. Like you realize that you should have stood up for yourself and check in with yourself and like stand up for yourself, like make a personal power empowerment choice. Yeah, make an empowerment choice of, yes, I want to go to art school and this is what I want. And even if you don't support me, I still want to do this because I don't want to live my life according to my parent expectation. Something like that. Just an example. It's just something that I think something like that. That example is like what you've been through. It's like you've been living for other people, and you know that it's accumulate, every choice you make, it's accumulate, that you don't choose yourself, it's accumulate, and it's heavy, and it's caught this conflict and imbalance inside. And you think you have to make those choices because you think you need those people, like, oh, I need my parents, so I have to choose a choice that they want me to choose. That's an example. But like, you find that when you do that pie tree, you find that the destination is always the same. It's always gonna end up, you're always gonna end up heartbroken because you already put in that seed when you don't choose yourself. You know what I mean? You already picked that path when you don't choose yourself, and you've been there, done that multiple times, and you know that it's not getting anywhere. So how can you build your dream life pie tree? It's at first you stop making decision based on other people or for other people. You go inside, you sit with yourself, and you ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I like? What is my strength? What are my weaknesses? Is the choice I'm making for others or for myself? Is the choice I'm making an empowering one or a expected one? You are very powerful pie tree, but it seems you are not aware of that. Or you just, it seems like you don't really know yourself as much as you think you do. It's not like I'm not judging you like that. It's just when we live in a world where in a world or in a society or even in a household where self-cultivation, interest is seen as being selfish. There's a thin line between selfish and self-focused, right? This world doesn't really give us the room or time to get to know oneself, to get to explore ourselves and what we want and who we are, because it keep projecting, either from other people projecting into us, like, this is who you are, this is what you should want, this is what you should do. And then we do all that, and then we're like, why is this breaking my heart? Why is this getting me nowhere? Why this life so miserable? Because we been following the path that we think we should, instead of the path that in align with our true self. And our true self is nowhere to be found, because we didn't take time to get to know her or him. We didn't make time to get to know them. We keep focusing on other people. And how can you build your dream life? It has to be your dream lifestyle by tree, not your, for example, not your parents, not society. It has to be on your term, your like, your dislike. Your dream life have to cater or have to complement your personality, your lifestyle, what you like, what you don't like. And it's hard to admit or accept what you like if what you like is different from what is expected of you. Like, for example, you like art, but your parents expect you to go to medical school. So it's really take a lot of courage to accept that what I like is valuable to me. What I like is valuable to me, and it's important to me. Even if it's not important to other people, I still will like and go toward what I like art and poetry, because I owe it to myself, because I need to live my life in accordance to my own terms, or else if I live my life in accordance to other and even reach the highest level of success in that field, it's not gonna satisfy you. Like, for example, just an example, if you go to medical school instead of school and you got a good grade and you become a doctor, you become very successful in that medical field, and everyone would be like, wow, everyone would be praising you and complimenting you and admire you. Wow, they're a high level doctor. It's just an example, but deep inside it means nothing to you, because that's not what you value. You're I don't care about this, even though I'm a top doctor in the country, I still don't care, because what I value is not this. Yes, you will find that if you go toward what is expected of you and excel at it, there's still this hollow. Maybe that's already what happened, I guess. Maybe you did go toward what expected of you and achieve really good, and that's amazing. But it's what now? I don't know. I don't really care about medical school. You know what I mean? It's if only I get to know myself before I dedicate myself to this path that it's not really what I want, right? If only you stop halfway and change your trajectory into art school from that example, then you wouldn't waste your own time. But I guess it's necessary, because now poetry, how to create your dream life. Poetry, to create your dream life is that first you have to ask that question, am I creating this dream life because it's what I want, it's what for the highest good of me, or am I doing this out of expectation or of my parent or the societal norm or my ego? It's that's such a deep question that you have to ask before you even start to go into creating that dream life of your poetry, because we don't want to repeat that pattern where you go toward a path and then you realize, oh wait, it's not even my desire. I don't even care. It's just the societal expectation. Yeah, it's like that. And it does take a lot of courage to stand up for yourself and go against societal value and norm, because in this world, like for example, societal value is that you have to work hard, you have to be a go-getter, you have to be ambitious, you have to get a degree or whatever. So if you go against that value, you might be like labeled as an outcast. You might scare that people would look down on you or what, or like just just look down on those value because you don't want, they would call you like, for example, they would like, oh, you don't want to work hard because you're lazy or you have no ambition. I don't know, it's just those are your thoughts, but I think those are your fears. But I think those are your fear, that you're afraid people would look down or like judge your value because it's not the same. But it's the scarier part is taking on other people's value and expectation and live a life of inauthenticity, a life of lies built on very, very shaky foundation of other people's expectation. That's scarier. You know that, Padre. It's scarier when you work hard, put in 100% for a path of our life that's not even like your own. Like you don't even want that life, but you work hard and you got successful with it, but you're like, this life is not mine. I don't even want to do this. But why am I working so hard? It's really, yeah, it's like this big question that you have to ask before you can start building your dream life. You have to ask, like, why do you work so hard for other people, like for other people's expectation? But when it comes to yourself, you're like, dismiss her or him, dismiss like, their opinion doesn't matter. Like this, I feel like that's how you kind of treat yourself. Like if you want to do something, like example, if you want to go like take an art class and you're like, oh, that's a waste of time, why would I do that? It's like maybe it's how you been conditioned, or maybe this was how you were raised. Like when you try to express your want and your need that doesn't in value, in accordance to the value of your parent, they would like dismiss it. Or it's just very sad. It's like, for example, when you were a child, you want to go to do a piano lesson. You're like, oh, I really want to do a piano lesson, but then your parents like, that's useless. It's not. You shouldn't do that. It's not. It's a waste of time. Why don't you go do why don't you go study medical, something like that, class instead, something like that. It's like when you express your want and your need as a child, it's just an example. It was dismissed by a lot of people, a lot of like from your guardian and your parents, and that's that's what you internalize, and that's what you doing unconsciously. Is like when you express your want and you need, like, oh, I want to relax by the beach, and then you would at the same time go like, why would we don't have time to do that, we have to work harder. It's just an example, Audrey. So first we gotta go deep within our subconscious, our healing work, journal, and ask ourselves, why do we deny what we want so much? Why do we feel so guilty when we want something that not other people want? That's not the same as other people. If you finally go toward what you want and people react badly, or like, why would you, example, if you decided to go to art school, right, and then your parent wouldn't support that and react badly, then you have to ask very deep question. Does your parent value you, or do they just value, do your parent value you and love who you are, or do they just value what you can do and what you can give? It's a very big question, because your dream life would be poetry. How can you live a life with no expectation of yourself? How can you live a life without expectation of yourself? Without expect yourself to be perfect or to fulfill other people's expectation, or to always be the one who give, or expect yourself to do things you don't want to do just because you should or you have to. Yes, that's your dream life. Is we have to honor our desire and honor our feelings, our authentic feelings. We cannot. We have to reciprocate our own energy first. If you keep denying your own energy, it seems like it's a blueprint or a permission for other people to do it too. Pie tree, it's like, if you keep, like, you have to be your own advocate, you have to stand up for what you want. I know you know that, and it's I'm not like telling you what to do or anything. It seems that you know this, and you feel it. You feel like there's an imbalance in relationship with people around you, or like within yourself. It's because you know that you have been suppressing your own desire, your own light. Like, you don't want to shine too bright because other people might say something, or you might like step on other people's toes if you like say your opinion. How can you create your dream life? Poetry is that you have to fight for what you want, fight for yourself and your desire. It's easier said than done. But you have to look into the mirror and say to that reflection that you got that person back. You got their back and they got yours. It's like uniting with yourself, ignite that fire in you, the passionate side, to fight for what you want, like fight for what you're passionate about. For example, like if it's an art, it's going to fight for that path, because it's the act of self-love. And you know this poetry, you know that you have to finally answer your calling, your desire. You can't ignore it anymore. Like, for example, you know that you have to change your career, or get out of this relationship, or going your own way in some way. Yes, it seems like it's time to finally choose yourself and not feel bad about it, because that's an act an act of self-love, and that's the ultimate self-love act. You think you need someone approval, someone permission to do something or to choose something. That someone should be only you and yourself. Like, for example, you know, you need your parent, like if you want to go to art school and you need your parent like permission or approval, then we never ever gonna get what, and if they don't give it, then you won't go to art school, and then we never ever gonna get what we want. If that's how it's gonna be, then you know that poetry, that if you want to build your dream life, and if your parent, like you have this, for example, you have this dream life style that you want to build, and if your parent disapprove of that or give you like permission, then you just like, would you just go like, no, I'm not gonna build it then because my parents say no? And then you would live a life in accordance to your parent expectation and parent permission and desire. Like, for example, if you dating a person and your parent disapprove of that, and then you would have to break up with that person because your parent don't want you to date that person, even though you really like them and even in love with that person, but your parent doesn't approve. Yeah, it's just an example. Like, so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like break up with that person or to fulfill your parents' approval, or are you gonna choose your own heart? Yes, poetry, there's a theme going on, like a pattern going on of this. Are you gonna choose your own heart? Are you gonna break your own heart? And the same poetry, you've been breaking your own heart for a while, and you know that something have to give, and you know that you can't go on like this. You can't build your dream life based on pieces of your heart. You've been making decisions that break your heart more than fulfill it. So yeah, time to reevaluate your priority, and it's okay to take time alone and go soul searching. Is that what they say? Yeah, soul searching. So self focus a while, like explore. You think it's a waste of time to explore? If you think it's a waste of time, then no, it's actually more crucial that you do this, you know, like explore, maybe go travel, maybe read books, maybe meditate or write journal. Get to know yourself, you know, spend time with yourself outside of societal expectation, outside of people projection. Just look at yourself in the mirror and like get to know yourself. Then yeah, and that will help you navigate your dream life. Why are we scared to want different things from other people? Why do we need to why do we feel the need to fulfill other people's expectations so much? Why don't we dismiss our own voice? Why do we keep breaking our own hearts? So yeah, it's a bit, this pie is a bit deep. It's kind of, yeah, first, before we build our dream life, we have to get to know ourselves, poetry, and get to know ourselves without those projections, those expectations, those egotistical desire, and no denial of our want and our needs. Like, look, maybe observe yourself, see yourself in a third objective point of view, like see yourself as another entity with no judgment, just observe. Because we tend to judge ourselves unconsciously if that's how we were raised. It's like, oh, I want to go, like for example, I want to go to art school, and then we would go, no, why would I do that? We like, art is stupid, you can't make money from that. Yeah, it's like we tend to do this unconsciously because that's how we were raised. But if you look at yourself in the third perspective, maybe rewiring our brain. And for example, if you go out, I want to go to art school, and if you look at that from a objective point of view, third perspective, you would go, oh, this person want to go to art, they must like art, then if they like art, then they should go towards art. That's what they want. It's like, yeah, it's like validating your wants and your needs. You are your biggest cheerleader, pie 3, and please don't forget that. Just give yourself a chance, and please pay attention to your want and your need more. Like, ask yourself this question often: is this what I want, or am I doing this for that person, for this person, for this, for what expected of me? Yes. And when we deny ourselves for so long, it's gonna be scary, and you're gonna feel selfish, you're gonna feel guilty, but those are not necessarily bad emotion. At 3, I'm gonna give you 3 keywords on how you can build your dream life. The first one is solitude. It's crucial that you spend your time by yourself and get to know yourself. The second one is expectation. Like, go over what expectation you put on yourself or people put on you that doesn't really serve you in the long run. And then the third one is pattern. Notice your pattern, especially in breaking your own heart or self-betrayal or self-sabotaging behavior. Yes. And 3, I'm gonna give you a poem. It's an original poem written by me. I love to write poetry, so you got this one. Okay. They couldn't have been more wrong. They underestimated my strength. They thought I wasn't strong. But as hurricane came hurling in and storm blown past, everything got destroyed, everything crushed in its path. However, when all was dark and everyone was down, the only person remained was I. The one they thought won't last. I had stood my ground. Yes, this poem really resonates because it's time for you to use your inner strength, which you have a lot. You're very strong, Patrick, as in like not in a obvious way, but you have this strong will that when you decided to use it, it's like it's impossible to sway you when you decided to do something or go toward what you want. Like for example, if you decided to stand up for your values, like what you desire, which is masculine, just an example, and you are so incredibly hard to give up. Like it's impossible for you. If you decide to go for an art school, it's impossible for you to sway you out of that. So you have very strong strength, and it's time to use that for yourself, to advocate that for yourself, to use it as yes, to support yourself. Find that strength within you, which you know you have, and go towards and get to know yourself, because you are very lovely, Pi 3. It's very nice. You will find that the more you get to know yourself, the more you will fall in love with yourself, because you are incredible. You are very strong. You're very capable. You're so, like, your willpower is no match. Like, you're so talented. Like I said, even, for example, even when you go towards like path that that you don't really want to, like a doctor or whatever, like in medical school, and you still did incredible in that, even despite not even liking it. Like, how incredible are you to do that, right? How dedicated, how hardworking, how strong will to do that, succeed in things that you don't even like. Imagine if you go toward what you like, it's like you can do literally anything by 3, and it's time to do that for yourself. Yes. So yeah, if you want to read more original poetry from me, you can follow my Instagram below, and thank you so much. Bye. Hello, welcome pie 4, whoever chooses this raw moonstone. So the card that you got is, your energy is represented by this rabbit, and these are the code from your higher self. Your internal fire will guide the way. Listen to your emotion and express it. Be sincere with yourself and others. Don't be ashamed in what you're feeling, and don't repress your emotion either. And when you feel like you're running out of time, it's because you gave yourself that limit. And a quote: to tell the difference between the absence of treatment opposed to the evidence of mistreatment. And how can you build, or how can you create your dream life? So you got the Sun of Wands, there's 7 of Wands, Judgment, Hierophant, and Strength. So you got 3 major arcana. Okay, pie 4, how can you create your dream life? Is that it seems like you are the type of person who usually feel very intense emotion. Like, your emotion is very deep and intense, whether it's good emotion or like a bad emotion, you feel it high for, and sometimes you have a hard time not controlling, but have a hard time managing your emotion or your fears in this daily life, or in this lifestyle that you are currently living. It seems like the lifestyle you're currently living is full of anxiety and a lot of fear about the future and insecurity. So first of all, how can you create your dream life? Is that first we must admit or even accept the reality, or realize that the lifestyle you are living in is a bit hectic, a bit chaotic, a bit. It's except that it's not really serving you in the long run, or that it's maybe the pace is a bit too fast, and it might like evoke a lot of anxiety and fear. Like, for example, lifestyle is a lifestyle that can evoke these anxiety or fear, this feeling, this emotion. Example is like, for example, would be being a waitress, in a busy restaurant. Yeah, something like that. A lifestyle that doesn't really doesn't really suit your fear. It doesn't really suit your emotion in a good way. And by 4, I think you kind of know that. You kind of noticed how you've been living. It's a bit too fast, a bit go, a bit like a bit, it just keep happening. This is too much to do and so much to get done. And even if you did finish one task, tomorrow you have like 10 more tasks to go through. Another example would be like an influencer, but the one that like, you know, very busy. You have to travel with a brand. Like today you have to go to Paris for Fashion Week, and tomorrow you have to go to Italy. It's just an example. Yeah, that's what I mean. Even if it's like a kind of a dream life, you know, like, oh, I'm in my dream, for example, I'm in my dream college, like really prestigious college, doing a very like hard or well sought after major like law or medical, and it is like a dream life, I guess, or hard life to achieve from an outside point of view. But Pi 4, that's just an example. But you know that those kind of fast-paced life really doesn't bring out the best in you, and really is taking a toll on your mental health and your body and your anxiety and your stress. And you might feel like it's hard to rest this day, or you have a hard time sleeping this day. But whatever it was, what I think you kind of living your dream lifestyle right now, Pi 4. That's what I was my example was like, you're in a very, for example, you're in a very like prestigious college that you work so hard to be in a major that you want, or like you're an influencer who's like very busy and working with brand deal. It's just an example, but it's like, it is your dream lifestyle, but you're like, why does it feel like not what I expected? Why did it feel I'm living my lifestyle, and yet why does this feel a bit too much? Yeah, so it's not about how you can create your dream life, Pi 4. I think your one is about how can you maintain or like even enjoy the life you're living, enjoy the dream life you're living right now, because maybe you feel a lot of fear about this. It's like, oh yeah, for example, I'm doing this major, but like in the future I don't even know if I can get a job from this major or whatever, even though you work so hard to be in that dream college. Yeah, it's like you can't even enjoy the moment because it's a bit uncertain. You don't know. And like another example that I mentioned about the influencer, oh yeah, I'm busy right now and I'm taking all these brand deals because I don't know what the future gonna hold. If I don't do this now, if I don't take all this brand deal, then I won't have any collaboration or brand deals in the future. It's just an example. It's like you are living your dream life, but you can't enjoy it because you feel like it's not gonna be forever. It's like it's running out, and that can be a bit of a lack mentality. Like, I better do everything now because it's not gonna last forever. That kind of mentality. Yeah, if you don't resonate, it's fine. That's just what I get. So how can you create your dream life? Like, even if you are in your dream life, how can you maintain it? How can you enjoy it? It's that I think you have to take it a bit easy, Pi 4. And one of the things is, don't repress your emotion. Like, you are living your dream life, example, as an influencer, and you're like, oh, this is so great, this is so fun, I'm so grateful for all this work, brand deals, whatever. But like, do not repress the other side of you that feel a bit overwhelmed, a bit like this is all too much. You can be grateful and feel and feel like you don't need to take all of the offer, if you know what I mean. It's like if you're in that major, that very hard class major, and you're like, I have to dedicate all my time studying and then take another extra tutoring. Yeah, it's like because you're afraid that you won't pass your exam. It's just an example, and I think you going toward the right way. Like whatever you're doing, I think you're doing the right thing, or going toward the right, like the dream life that you always want. Yeah, you are going the right way, and you're currently is or building your dream lifestyle, or currently is living your lifestyle. But maybe we should slow down a bit, because you know that quote, if what is your will not pass you by. And I think you have to remind yourself that you don't need to chase or be afraid of it running out. Like but you don't have to deny those emotions either. You have to accept that, yes, I am afraid that this is just gonna be this is just gonna be gone someday, which you know it will. We have to accept that nothing lasts forever. But that's a good thing, because something fit for you now doesn't mean it's gonna be compatible with you in the future. Like for example, with the influencer lifestyle, you're like, I need to do all these brand deals and travel for work. Yes, and you feel like you can do it because maybe you're young, or you're like just starting out and you're so excited. But if you're afraid it's gonna run out, or you won't have this work offer anymore, then it's okay, because in the future you're not gonna be, you might not even be compatible with that lifestyle anymore. You might be doing other things that more compatible with your lifestyle, your future lifestyle, if you know what I mean. Yeah, pie 4, it seems like you have been doing a great job creating your lifestyle. But one thing that I think you can, if you want to work on, is your emotion and your fear of enjoying the life that you work so hard for. Oh, another example would be I have to graduate by this age. It's like by this age, because I want to do like 8 years of medical school, so I can be a doctor before I turn 30. It's like that kind of energy, you know, like racing against time, running against time, or chasing after things. It's all actually in your mind, pie 4. It's all just anxiety. To be honest, it's like you don't need to be doing all that, because in reality you are doing all right, better than you thought, and nothing is going. I mean, what you work for will not go anywhere, because it's yours, and you can really afford to relax and just work on yourself, because it's not a dream lifestyle that you can. It's not a dream lifestyle that you are chasing. I think pie 4, your pie is more of how can I create this relationship with myself. Like how can I regulate my emotion better when I'm facing challenges, or how can I look after myself, or have like a balanced, healthy lifestyle when I'm busy with work. That could be how you can create your dream life, pie 4. That more of that area. It's like when I'm overwhelmed and I'm feeling anxiety and I'm feeling all this fear of the future, how can I soothe myself when these feelings come up eventually? Because they will, it's just part of life. So and they haven't been manageable to you, these emotions. So you want to know how to create a lifestyle that can manage emotion. Is that it should be your emotion, your mental health, your being should be your top priority. And it is a privilege to be able to do that when, in this world where you have to work and pay the bills and whatever. But you will find that by four, when you put your mental health and yourself as priority, you can enjoy the life that you're chasing much better. Example, if you're thinking of getting a therapist, a counselor, or even a psychologist, a life coach, even a healing guru, I don't know, that could help with your anxiety, because it's you do want to enjoy life and you want to enjoy what you have, but your mind, your fear just keep racing. And I think it's time, to create that safe environment for yourself where you can express your emotion, your fears. Maybe they're a bit overwhelming. It's because those fears were repressed or haven't been expressed in any way. It's for example, that those influencer creators, even though you feel scared, overwhelmed, and anxious, you wouldn't acknowledge that. You would go, oh, I'm fine. I'm actually so excited to, go to Paris Fashion Week or do this and do that. I'm so grateful for this brand deal. But inside you are feeling this overwhelming anxiety, fear. It's just irrational fear, but they are the same. And therefore you might find that the origin or the source of this feeling, this apprehensive feeling, maybe from your childhood or how you were raised. It's maybe you did not have a safe environment when you grow up to express your emotion, your fear, even your excited, even your happy emotion. You feel expressing your feeling is unsafe, and and every time you do that, every time you express your fear or your happiness, it's just get retaliate with or you just before you find that every time you express your feeling of fear or even happiness, it wasn't receivable. That's just maybe from your childhood. And now that you are grown, now that you are an adult, now that your childhood is in the past, but you still find yourself finding it hard to express your emotion, to regulate it in a way that wouldn't interfere with your life, your daily life. If you never feel safe to express your emotion or in your body, maybe you should try meditation or grounding, or even exercise, running, Pilates, or just watching cartoons, honestly, one thing is if you feel really stressed with life and like I kind of hate life right now and everything is just too overwhelming, my favorite thing to do is I love to watch cartoons in Netflix or even in YouTube, like anime, but it's no, please don't watch anime that are so like stressful. I mean cartoon that's light-hearted and connect with your inner child. It helped me connect with my inner child. Maybe it could help you, and maybe it could help soothe that child within you that always scared of uncertainty, or always scared of big emotion. To me, honest for how you can create your life size, I think you should, if you want to reconnect with that inner child of yours more, and even tell her that it's okay to express your emotion, because like reparenting yourself, telling your inner child that it's okay to be yourself, to express emotion, even the bad one. Like, there's no such thing as bad emotion. It's just emotion, Even the fear, the doubt, the jealousy, whatever it is, you can tell her or him, your inner child, that it's okay to be. And one thing that you might want to do to feel more at ease in your lifestyle is to reconnect with your inner child by, like I said, watching cartoon, or whatever that help you connect with your inner child, like watching cartoon, doing arts, playing with animals. And you will find that by 4 that you have it in you all along to enjoy this life, because this life is meant to be for you to enjoy. You have been strong by holding on, by thinking that you're so mature for keeping in your emotions. Like, I'm not judging, I'm just still channeling that you might feel like, oh, I'm so mature, I can hold all this emotion in and not be expressive or be problematic. But you might find that keeping things in is never work for emotion, because they always have a way to express themselves in how you sleep, in how you feel during your life, how you make decision, or so please be more accepting of your emotion, or express them more. Maybe write, maybe journal if you have a lot of thoughts in your mind. So write a journal would really help clear those thoughts, because when we write something down, our fears or negative emotion, I believe they are gone, not completely gone, but elevated. It's help to write down these negative fears, to release it into the paper and let it go, because you might find there's nothing to be done. A lot of fear or problem you have in your head, it's not even yours to control. You can't control the outcome of the future, no matter how hard you want to. It just, the future is always unpredictable. The only way you can control the future, you will find, is that how you are living in the present. It's in the present, are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of your mental health? Because that will actually determine your future, how your future self gonna feel. For example, if I can't if I didn't sleep tonight because I'm too stressed and I'm stay up all night, of course my future self the next morning will feel that lack of sleep. So it's just, yeah, that's all you can do is like, what can I do in the present moment to make myself feel better? Yeah, part 4. So when you feel like during the day, during your lifestyle, you feel this anxiety, please give yourself time to pause and like do something that actually would elevate those fear, because you can. It's like, oh, you have for example, you have like a class in college, like in the morning, and in between and during class you feel this panic attack or anxiety attack, and you're like, it's so overwhelming with all the work you have to do. Please take time to regulate or soothe that emotion, or make time for them in a way that your child self wasn't giving. Like, for example, when you were a child, you feel this fear, this anxiety, but it wasn't suited, or it wasn't acknowledged, because maybe the way you were raised was just really dismissive of your feeling and emotion. So now that you notice when you have this fear and anxiety, please try to acknowledge them and don't dismiss them or like bulldoze through them. Just give them room and space to be expressed and honor those fears. Like I say, for example, when you in a class in college and you feel like, oh, I have anxiety attack coming, so please take your time to give yourself time, like maybe take an hour break that day, or even take the day off if you can, to mental health day, to feel those emotions out and find a way that make yourself feel better. Like my example, watch cartoon, and yeah, because even if you think, oh, I don't have time to do this, I have things to do, but you would find that how to create your dream life is that you want to live a life of ease, a life without anxiety, right? So we can't ignore it and believe that it will go in the future if in the present we do not even have time to deal with them. Emotion is just not like, I don't have time to deal with it. Most of the time they just want to be expressed. That's all what emotions are, just for you to feel and be expressed to the fullest without deny, without repress. And then you will find that they are not that intense after all when we don't repress them. So yeah, okay, part 3. I'm gonna give you 3 words on how you can create your dream life, or how can you enjoy or manage them better. The first one is soothe. The second one is time out. Yeah, give yourself a time out when you feel like you need one. And give yourself like space to feel the emotion in a way you were never given or never taught to do. And the third one is strength. And true strength is from being vulnerable and accepting what you need help with, or accepting that you need a day off today, or you need to cry about something today. Yes, that's, in my opinion, that's true strength. And yeah, okay, part 3, I'm gonna give you a poem. I write a lot of original poetry, so you want Oh yeah, number 66 and 67 might be relevant to you. Okay, before I give you the poem, I just want to mention that at the back of the deck you got the sun. So this is like a confirmation to you, pile 4, that if you take your time to take care of yourself and feel your emotion and honor it, and take time to really take care of yourself, like your inner child and yourself, spend time with her or him, and then soothe them, like be gentle with yourself, then you will find that you can feel the emotion to the fullest. Like even the littlest thing, like drinking a cup of coffee, can make you feel so much joy and happiness. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you the original poem. This one, number 19. It's called Anxiety is Bound. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. I cannot for the life of me escape this my prison, stuck in circling thoughts of self-doubts, all the fears, the scenarios, and all the possibilities pass through like a horror movie, playing out the scene for me to see and witness the what if, those expectations I set and how I will never meet. The worries are real, but too long it stay, and run away too far to be stopped, and it grow into anxiety so large I didn't watch my step and fallen into a hole. On the ground it blends so dark, swallowed me up. My panic elicit no sound. In this anxiety's emotion, I am forever bound. So yeah, this poem kind of sum up your energy, to be honest, and I can totally understand this energy, because as you can see, as you can tell, I wrote that poem, and yeah, it's based on personal experience, and yeah, but it's not impossible to live anxiety-free life. Well, it's not impossible, because if we just give ourselves time that we never been given, we have to give ourselves that time before to calm down, to a time out, to chill, relax, to just give it to ourselves, to just sit down and like drink your coffee, 10 minutes of doing nothing, just feeling your emotion, or writing journal, whatever. Just give yourself time to feel what you're feeling. If you're feeling overwhelmed for the day, just feel it, and or even forget about it. Like if you have tending to do, say, please give one of the tasks should be like doing nothing for an hour. That should be one of your tasks, and feeling that hour of like doing nothing, or worrying about nothing. No, actually, yeah, you should do this rule for yourself, like set an alarm for an hour and just sit in that worry-free state, time out. Like, I'm not gonna work in this hour, I'm not gonna think about what I have to do, I'm not gonna think about my future or the fear I have towards it, or my past. I'm not gonna think about anything. I'm just gonna, I don't know, read or like watch cartoon or like journal. But I'm not gonna, if I find myself wandering, if I find my mind wandering toward worries, fears, or like list of things I have to do, I'm breaking the rules here, because my rule is an hour of none of that, So yeah, that can really help. For, or if you feel like you can't do this alone, you can ask for help, definitely, from a counselor or a therapist, or even like For me, another activity that I do to soothe my anxiety is like watch a pick a card. My favorite tarot reader is Tarot and Kim Astit. So if you want to check them out, they really help me with my anxiety and my fears. So yeah, okay, that's it for you, Pie 4. Thank you so much for listening, and and I believe that you will enjoy your days ahead more, enjoy your life more, and it will be filled with brighter sky because you get the sun at the back of the deck when and if you make time for your emotion and what you're feeling. So thank you so much. Bye.